Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, out to East Lawrence High School, where I'm here with head coach Chris Robinson. And Coach, it's so good to see you today. We've been through a lot there, Coach, over the last few days, and that really takes a toll on not only coaching staff, on adults throughout the school system, but takes a toll on players in trying to practice. Have y'all been able to practice any this week?
We practiced yesterday, which is Tuesday. Didn't have everybody here. I've got some kids that still don't have power, and I told them Friday night that we have practice, but I understand it's hard to get out sometimes, and so some of the kids have a tough time. They've been 3 days without power, and so, you know, if you can show up, show up. If you can't show up, I understand.
Yeah.
And, you know, we had a really good day yesterday. We had about 30 out of 35 show up, which is a good number.
It is.
And we had a really good day, and kids got after it. And, you know, luckily it's an off week, so we don't have any games this Friday. But we do have a JV game tomorrow, which is Thursday, at home against Toombs County at 5 o'clock. So we're getting ready for that. And we got you know, on another note, we got a huge middle school game. Actually, was supposed to play Thursday. It's been moved to Saturday at 4 o'clock in the Shamrock Bowl against Dublin. And we're excited about our middle school and the direction they're going, and we look forward to that. And hopefully everybody will get out there and come see it. I know Saturday's a tough time to come see middle school football, but
Not so much.
we're excited about our middle school
Yeah.
program and
Yeah.
where it's going, and we got a huge JV game this year. So it's a lot going on. Of course, we still got people from Savannah in our gym, and
Yeah.
that makes it hard. But,
Yeah.
you know, I feel sorry for them that they're, you know, I'd hate to be in their shoes and
Yeah,
where
brother.
they're at. So, you know, I appreciate where we're at. And you know, we lost another tough one Friday night to a good team that's ranked second in the state in single A private. And the kids played hard. You know, we kind of shoot ourselves in the foot sometimes with turnovers and penalties. And if we can clean that up, but we got 2 weeks to get ready for region play, and we open up with Dublin here at Falcon Field, and we're excited about that. We just got to keep improving and keep working, and the kids have had a good attitude. They know what they got to work on. They know what they got to improve on, hanging on to the football, not shooting themselves in the foot, making mistakes with the penalties. And if we get that cleaned up, we're going to be all right.
Yeah.
We're in a tough region, and it doesn't get any easier, but we've played a tough non-region schedule, and I think we're going to be all right, and we just got to go out and execute.
Yeah. Now, Coach, let's run through our coaching staff again for everybody. Just remind them what a great staff you have.
We got Chip Fleming, who comes from us from Swainsboro. He's our defensive coordinator. He works with us defensive secondary. He brings in a 3-4 multiple front defense, and we're excited to have him. He's a good Christian man, and that's kind of what I'm looking for on a staff, more important than anything. And we've got a good staff of Christian men, and we're excited about that. Matt Janufka, who's been with us for 4 years, he's been on staff this year. He's working as an offensive coordinator, and he's done a great job working with the offensive line. Chase Fowler, who's come from us, came with us a couple of years ago. This is his second year from Cochran, and he's done a great job with the running back and defensive ends. And Rob Hester, who works with DBs and wide receiver, he comes from came to us last year, and we're excited to have him. And then a new guy on staff is Tyler Green, which he's from West Lawrence High School, and this is his first year coaching high school football, and we're excited to have him. So we've got a great staff. They've worked well with the kids, and I like the relationship they build with the kids, and, you know, I'm excited to have each and every one of them.
Coach, anybody that knows you, knows anything about your coaching ability, your coaching success, is that you know how to relate to kids. You just have a knack for relating and for pulling the best out of kids. Thank you for that.
Well, that's you know, every kid's different. I tell people all the time, the best example of that is my first year here. I was coaching linebackers, and I had 2 linebackers, Antonio Pringle and Cato Manor. And they were 2 opposite kids, and I had to treat each one of them different. I treated them fairly, but I had to treat each one of them different because each one of them responded differently to the way I dealt with them. And so that's the way with each kid. I'm going to treat them fairly, but I won't treat them the same because each kid responds differently.
Yeah, and you know, not only is that in coaching, but if you look in education and in reaching kids in the classroom, you know it, coaching. A lot of people don't realize it, it seems. But, you know, everybody's at a different level. You and I learn at a different level. You and I respond at a different level, especially when you're young. You know, you're 10, you're 12, When you're 15, 16, 17, you learn differently. You respond differently.
Right.
You can get on some kids, can't you, coach, and really get on them and they'll perform. You get on some kids and they get down.
Right. Some kids you got to put your arm around them and love on them, and you love on all of them, but you got to love on them differently. And some kids you got to chew on their tail to get them going the direction you want them to go on. Some kids you put an arm around. It's just, and that's part of first finding out, building that relationship with those kids is finding out what works for those. And sometimes it's trial by error. Sometimes you chew a kid out and he doesn't respond the way you want, so the next time you put the arm around him. You just got to find out.
Yeah, and that's part of that coaching. And again, anybody knows your reputation, coach. We appreciate you and what you're doing. But when y'all get in here and y'all sitting around a table as coaches, you know, this is kind of behind the scenes thing, but share with us what y'all say among men, and what you say that it's going to really take for these kids to understand how good they are.
Right. Well, you know, it's kind of like what came first, the chicken or the egg. You know, how do you learn to win? How do you start winning? Well, the only way to learn to win is to win. And we've got to get over that hump to win the first one, to be able to learn to win. We've had a lot of opportunities. We've had several games where we've had the ball at the end and just didn't get it over the hump. But we've got to learn to win and continue to work hard and continue to trust the process and continue to work hard and practice. And, you know, yesterday you thought 0-4 football team, out of school, hurricane come through, but we had a really good day. And, you know, that's part of, you know, when you become an adult, going to work every day, you're not always going to it's not always going to work out exactly the way you want it, but you got to show up for work hard, and things will work out good for you on down the road.
Yeah, if you keep that positive mental attitude, if you keep doing what you're supposed to do, things will work out, won't they, Coach? Yeah. Hey, we're going to take a short break, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be back to review some film with Coach, so stay with us on the East Lawrence Falcon Coaches Show.
Hey, are you searching for a great used car, truck, van, or SUV? Head on over to Dublin Auto Sales, where the selection and value are sure to fit your budget. See Wayne Kemp, Bill Topping, Alan Fields, TJ DeRochi, or Freddie Cook today. Dublin Auto Sales, celebrating another great year in business. Now proud to be on both sides of North Jefferson Street with our new truck and SUV lot. You'll also find Dublin Auto Sales at 1705 Telfair Street in Dublin. Selection, value, and pink rate or in-house financing is available, so financing is never an issue. Dublin Auto Sales, if you're searching for a great used car, truck, van, or SUV, head on over to Dublin Auto Sales.
I'm Locke Wilford. Buying the right pre-owned vehicle is easy at Dublin Auto Outlet. Power or style, all are affordable. Dublin Auto Outlet, downtown across from the new Dairy Queen.
Coach?
All right, it was good to have Peyton Brinson back as center this week on the offensive line. He's been out. He did a great job. Giving us, again, we don't hit a lot of home runs on offense. We do a lot of 5-6 yard gains, and that's what we're kind of looking for. Bryce ran the ball hard. He had a total of 89 yards total offense for us. You know, we were pushing close to 300 yards on rushing the ball Friday night, which is good against a very good football team. This was a big 4th down reception for Jalen McWilliams. Good throw by John Erickson. You know, I kind of felt like we could, you know, 4 downs, we were going to take a chance right there. Here we are on a new pass play. Good catch and throw by Bryce and John Eric. Breaks the tackle, gets a good gain, gives us a chance, you know. I felt like the passing game was better Friday night. You know, we were 6 for 13. We threw 2 interceptions, but one was late in the game. Here's another big reception by Kyler Morse. So I felt like the passing game is coming along, and that's something we got to have as we head into region play. Here we are on defense. Defense gave up some big plays, but made some big plays. This is by Darius Peed. Let the guy get behind him, but gained ground right there, made a big play defensively. Here's Eric Cooper, 34 sweep, bringing it around. Again, we run it so much belly play. That's a great run by Cooper. Good run, good job by the wingbacks, Travis Bell blocking for him. And that's one thing we've had success this year with the running backs blocking for each other. Here's a good play by Jaquez Lovett, he had 71 yards rushing. We tried the Power Week this week and was very successful with it, and the kids did a great job. Again, the offensive line did a great job. Anytime you can rush for 281 yards total offense, that's a great job by the offensive line. Bryce leading it up there, getting 5 or 6 yards. Again, that's what we are. We're not a home run hitting team. We're 5, 6 yards at a time. Here's a good run by Eric Cooper again. We got some great backs running hard. Offensive line staying on their blocks. Again, if we can get some of those backside scoops cut off, we might be able to bust them a little bit longer. Here's another big play, a good catch by Darius Peed. Makes somebody miss right there. And getting downfield, good hard run, and got some extra yardage on them, making a mistake. Here's another run by Coop. We put a little, we call it Falcon. Some people call it the Wildcat, but just to try to get our athletes in space, and it was a good play for us, and we're going to use some more of it in the next couple of weeks. We've been working on it, and Pete's funny. He's a running back DB, and we've been practicing Falcon since August, and he says, Coach, when are we going to run it? So we finally ran it Friday night, and there's Pete making a big interception. Here's Pete on the belly sweep, and good run, good little stutter step, made people miss, tight rope down the sideline. Good run for us. Here we are, 29 Power Week again, and a good run by Travis Bell. Again, the running backs blocking for each other is what makes the wing T go so well. Right. And that's what you got to have. You got to have unselfish kids. Here we are on defense again against a very talented Tatnall Square football team, and that's just a bunch of white jerseys flying around, black hats, and that's what you want as a defensive coach, a lot of people around the ball. Here's Travis Bell on the jet sweep. Travis hurt his wrist, and he had a big cast. I was kind of concerned him hanging on the ball, but he did a great job Friday night, not just running the ball, but catching the ball, blocking. He did a great job. Here's Bryce, and a great job by Jaquez Lovett on the block. Good run by Bryce, tiptoeing down through there. Good run for us late in the game. And we get a touchdown here late in the game, which for Jaquez, it was his first touchdown of the game, but technically or untechnically, it was his third touchdown of the game because he had had 2 long runs called back, and questioned one of the calls by the officials. The other one was just a bad mistake on our part. But here's the touchdown run again. Power Week, good hard run, running through tackles and finishing the play. We went for 2. Kicking game's got to get better, and we're going to work on some for the next couple of weeks. But here's Cooper getting around the edge, and he did a great job using his speed to get to the corner of the end zone.
Well, Coach, nickel and diming it down the field, that's what you got to do. That's the type of offense you run.
Well, you do what you can to put your kids in the best situation to be successful, and that's what we try to do offensively and defensively and special teams. Just take what you got. You know, you're not like a college team that you can recruit the type of kids you want. You got to take what you get and put them in the best position to be successful, and that's what we've tried to do the last couple of years.
I like the passing, especially with Bryce. You're trying to put the ball in the hands of people, and with Morris there, and I like that because you're trying to put the ball in the hands of the athletes. That's what you got to do.
Well, that's what we're trying to do, and we're trying to help the passing game to where it's not long passes, it's short, easy passes to where we can eventually go downfield vertically.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's a process, and we're working on it, and I think we're getting better. I liked what we did yesterday in practice. I thought yesterday was our best practice throwing the ball. And then what I like is I got a kid like Jalen McWilliams who got a little taste of success, caught 4 balls, and came up to me, Coach, I want to catch some more. And I said, how do I do that? And I said, you need to get with John Eric after practice because we go 2.5 hours. There's only so much time, and you 2 work on it. And so as we're walking off the practice field, there's John Eric and Jalen working on passing game, just those 2. And not that I said anything to them. They took it upon themselves. And that's what I've liked about this football team all year. Every day after practice, there's a couple of kids working on something by themselves. Yeah. And that even though they haven't won a game to show the fruit of their labor, they're working hard, and this is something that'll go with them for the rest of their lives, that Work
right.
hard will pay off eventually.
That's right. That's right. And you prove yourself. You called on them to prove themselves, and he stepped up.
Right.
And he proven himself. So we're going to continue. We're going to continue with the coaches show in just a moment. Coming back with Coach Chris Robinson here at East Lawrence. Stay with us.
I'm Block Wilford. Buying the right pre-owned vehicle is easy at Dublin Auto Outlet. Power or style, all are affordable. Dublin Auto Outlet, downtown across from the new Dairy Queen.
So here's the kitchen. This is perfect.
Wait, this house uses just electric?
Yeah.
That'll never work. How can we expect to cook under these conditions?
So what do you think?
I think this is a wonderful house to raise our family in.
It is natural gas though, right?
It's kind of all electric.
Natural gas sells homes, so choose natural gas.
Brought to you by the City of Dublin.
Welcome you back out to East Lawrence, talking to head coach Chris Robinson, and we talk about a week off, coach. You know, sometimes that's real good for a team, sometimes it's not so good. How are you approaching it? How you feel about it?
Well, anytime you come off with a loss, it could help you get your mind off that and get your mind right as you got a couple of weeks to prepare for the next team. Mm-hmm. You know, we open up a region play, we open up with a familiar opponent, and so they run the very similar offense that we run, so that helps us get a better look defensively because our kids are familiar with the offense they run because we run a familiar offense.
Yeah.
It also helps us work on our execution. Things that we need to work on, make sure we get better at that. You know, not that we're going to go out there and bang them and wear them out or anything, but just work on execution because I feel like for most of the games we've been a pretty physical football team, and I've been pleased with the physicality of the football team. So I feel like we're going in the right direction there. You know, I feel like the passing game was improved Friday. I think 2 weeks with that we'll improve on the passing game offensively. I like what we're doing with the run game. I thought we were more balanced Friday with the run and attack, and I'd like to keep going with that and continue to work on our balance with the offensive run and attack. Mm-hmm. We just got to cut down on penalties and cut down on turnovers, and that'll help us go a long way. In fact, there's probably 2 games at least that we'd win if we'd cut down on turnovers and penalties, and so that's
self-induced stuff you got to stop doing, don't you?
So we've got to continue to do that, continue to work hard and get better at that.
All right, now, Coach, how are we looking on injuries? Is this a good time? Are we healing up on anybody? We're in good shape.
Carson Morris has been out all year. Hopefully he'll be back towards the end of the year. He's a kicker and a wide receiver, but you know, we got Peyton Brinson back this week, so that was a big. So we're as healthy as we've been all year, so that's a good thing. And as long as we keep that and not get anybody banged up during the off week in practice, which can happen. We'll be all right. We had some ankles twisted Friday night, but for the most part, we're healthy as you can consider this late in the season.
Coach, you got like 6 or so, maybe more kids, 6, 7 kids that are pretty well going both ways. Now you're at a point in the season where you should be getting into game shape now, right?
Well, conditioning has not been a problem for us. We have kids come over when it's timeouts and things. They'll get water, they'll get pickle juice, whatever they need. But we haven't had a lot of cramps during play. Now we play about 15, 16 kids, so there's a lot of kids not just playing offense and defense, but playing special teams. And something that I've challenged them early in the season was condition yourself during practice. We don't run after practice. As a player, I hated running after practice. As a coach, I hated running after practice. But a lot of the kids that go both ways, I've talked earlier about the kids doing extra after practice. Right. I'll look up and there's 6 or 7 guys that need to be running, sprinting sprints on their own. And so, you know, we haven't had a problem with conditioning. And, you know, we've played 4 quarters against 4 teams, and we've been battle tested. We played at Georgia Southern at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and it was hot on the turf. And our kids, you know, we had some cramps, but the kids drank the pickle juice and moved right on. So conditioning hasn't been a problem. These kids have done a good job getting themselves in shape for each game.
Coach, we got a crosstown rival coming up, and you know you look at that. What's 1 or 2 key factors that you're going to have to address?
Well, the mental aspect is a big part because we beat them once in the history of East Lawrence Dublin, And so the mental aspect of getting over the team that wears the green and gold, that's huge. But, you know, they're a good football team. They got a lot of good players. They're well coached. We know that. We just got to show up and play like we've done every game this year and compete and just let the chips fall where they may fall. And you know, we can't get caught up in, you know, Dublin, East Lawrence. We just got to focus in on ourselves and continue to get better. We know they're going to come out and they're going to play hard. We just got to meet. I felt like last year when we went to the Shamrock Bowl, we were nervous. I felt like we were I just felt like we were nervous when we warm-ups. Our quarterbacks are throwing them in the stands, and I'm like, this is going to be a long night.
Yeah.
But I don't think this team's going to do that. I think this team's a senior led team, and I'm expecting them to come out and give their best game and against a good football team that's well coached, and we're looking forward to the challenge.
Yeah, well, it'll be a good gate night, Friday week.
Should make a little money.
Should be able to, because a lot of Dublin fans will be over. A lot of people want to see the game, any good game like this, and you got a good team this year. You probably got the best team you had, and East Lawrence probably has the best team they had in several years here.
Yeah, we've got a bunch of kids that has played a lot of snaps on Friday night. You know, you look at John Erickson. He's kicked and punted for 4 years. He's been the quarterback. He's been quarterback for 3 years on varsity. In fact, he started his freshman year against Jefferson County. So he's played a lot. You know, my son Bryce has started since his freshman year, not the whole freshman year, but he's played a lot. You know, Terrell Coney, Travis Bell, you know, those guys have played since their freshman year. And so there's a lot of experience out there on the football team. We just have to find a way to win. And, you know, no better time than in a couple of weeks would be time to get that started.
Yeah, coaching, if winning was easy, everybody be
That's
doing
right.
it. So
That's
you got to
right.
work hard. You got to continue to believe. And once again, as we started, we appreciate what you do here at East Lawrence. A positive role model you are, and your staff, your coaching staff are to these young men, and how you bring out the best in them. We ask you to keep up the good work, and we thank you all for joining us right here on the East Lawrence Coaches Show.